What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about HyperLiquid today, Hype USD. It is the 30th day of May. We're coming right upon the end of the month here. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it. Okay, we're going to use the Bybit chart because Bybit's got decent volume, and they've got more history than the Coinbase chart. We're talking about Hype, HyperLiquid, because, man, it's on a tear. It is on fire. We're at new all-time highs. $67 here, hitting a high of 68, basically $69 today over the weekend. And you've got decent volume coming in. Pretty decent volume. It is less volume, and at some point this will give back, but it's kind of interesting, the dynamic here. I want to see what is Hype to BTC. What does that look like? Hype BTC. It's only on Bitfinex, really? No other place does Hype BTC, huh? Bitfinex has low volume, so I don't know. Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know if this is going to be the most reliable data. It's so jumpy. You see that? Let's make our own. Hold on. Hype USD BTC USD. Are there any BTC to hypes? Nope. Okay. Hype BTC. We're just going to make the chart here. We'll do Hype H. That way we got the all-time history. Boom, there we go. We don't need volume for this one. Yeah, see, that's a better, that chart looks more real. If we're looking at this here on the weekly time frame, HyperLiquid has been outperforming Bitcoin, you guys, since December of 2024. It's absolutely insane. You had a little bit of a pullback here from September 2025 to January 2026, a little bit of a pullback, but you've been on a tear ever since, man. You are in expansion, new all-time high territory here. High to low. Right at the 1886 200 level. I mean, this is impressive, to say the least. This is very impressive. Everything looks super bullish there. Getting rid of your bearish divergence with today's move. Yeah, you look insane, man. You look very insane. It's crazy to see something that's outperforming Bitcoin in a bear market for Bitcoin. It's even crazier to note that that thing is at all-time highs right now. And I'm not really seeing any signs of exhaustion. So probably does go higher at some point. Is this the all-time history for Hype? I don't think it is. I want the all-time history. We'll use the Bybit chart later for the volume. But yeah, okay, I want the all-time history. If we take this here, the first all-time high to this low here, you are getting just above your 1414. Now look at this. This is very significant. This is your first all-time high, and this is your all-time low. This is a very significant Fibonacci retracement to take. Okay, so high to low here, we're getting the extensions. Okay, the extensions here. You found resistance at the 1272 consistently. Okay. You came down and you found support where? Right here at the golden ratio, the 618. You found support right there. So definitely showing significance there. This time you broke through the 1272, which on a second attempt, it's kind of to be expected. You're breaking through it. And now you're above the 1414. I would expect, bouncing off the golden ratio here and breaking through it this way, that you would go to the golden ratio here. So in other words, HyperLiquid's at $67. I wouldn't be surprised if this move kept going until you're at about $80. That's probably what's going to happen. Could you go higher? Sure. Could you go higher? Sure. But let's see what the Hype BTC chart looks like after that. If we look at this on a weekly time frame, you are pretty extended right now. It's not that you're showing signs of weakness, but you are extended. You're overextended on all your indicators. You look pretty hot, right? Doesn't mean that you have to turn around here. You probably do continue to climb a little bit. But if we look at this in the context of this move, you draw this here, low to high here, low to high here, low to high here even. This move probably has a little bit more to go at the most before seeing some type of retracement. This doesn't just go on forever, right? And when you retrace, let's actually overlay this now with the Hype chart itself, if it'll let me. Hype USD, do Hype H for the all-time history. Oh, darn it. Hold on. I want new price scale. It'll put it on the same price scale, and I don't like that. Log. Okay, and then we're actually going to make this candlesticked. Candles, because I think it just helps. Okay, so obviously this one is Hype USD. This one is Hype BTC, okay? Whenever Hype BTC topped out, Hype USD topped out, right? You can see it. When Hype BTC bottoms, Hype USD bottoms. Hype BTC here topped out, Hype USD topped out. It's very, very compatible, okay? They look a little bit different, but more or less same, but different, right? It's pretty good. I actually want to see here. Let me look here and see. I keep saying actually. I'm going to try to not say actually for the rest of this video. Low to high, high to low. That was the October 10th. We're not going to take that. We're going to take this low. 2618, a little bit higher. Yeah, a little bit higher. Bitcoin probably moves up with hype in this time. But yeah, you'll see them both. You'll see them both probably turn around here soon enough. If we're looking at this, enough getting to know you, let's actually do the short-term TA now. Okay, looking at this on the 1 hour time frame, we'll zoom back out to the weekly here. And maybe for this, I'll use a chart that has volume on it. I'll use the Coinbase chart. 1 hour time frame. It is the weekend. You are moving up. You've got higher highs and not really a lot of volume. So yes, I believe you're going up to $80. Yes, I believe that's where this move is going to take you. Does it have to be right now? No. You probably come down. You probably do come down, right? Get another higher low and then continue to build. I don't think this is the top. I don't think that you're in death destruction mode yet, but volume here, lack of volume here, it just makes me think that you're going to pull back a little bit. Pair that with the fact that you have a little bit of bearish divergence here on the RSI. Yeah, coming back down below $66, $70, or sorry, 67, $66 or $65. That makes sense to me. We look at the stochastics, a little bit overbought. The MACD also showing a little bit of bearish divergence. Come down, chill. It's the weekend, whatever. Meander in this zone, and then you probably continue running up higher next week. 4 hour time frame here. You got 1.5 hours left in the 4 hour. A little bit of a double top in the RSI. Bullish overall. Very bullish because overbought, 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 all overbought. You're not getting oversold at all. Very bullish. Very, very, very bullish. What did we do back here? We're getting oversold. That was before this trend started. Okay. Bouncing off the 0 on the MACD. Stochastics are bullish. RSI is bullish, but you're a little bit hot on all these indicators. You can cool down. Cool down a little bit. What you'll probably do is you'll find support again around these highs here, 66, $65. You'll find support around here, continue to move up, or you might even pull back to these areas of resistance here, somewhere around $63. I don't think that you go too much lower. I don't think that we're going to see anything like this. Maybe time-wise it could last like this. This is the 4 hour time frame, so that took, from the 24th of May to the 28th of May. That was like 4 days. 4 days from now, today and tomorrow is the weekend, so 2 out of those 4 days would be over the weekend. What better time to consolidate, right? And I bet even here, look, that was Sunday that you started to consolidate. So over the weekend, it's a good time to consolidate, I think. Here, this was on Saturday that you were consolidating. Well, actually, you moved up over that weekend there, but I digress. All I'm trying to say is that the weekend's good for consolidation. Maybe it's 4 days, maybe it's 2 days, maybe it's half a day, however long it is. Come back down, consolidate a little bit, and then you continue to rally. I'm expecting that you find support around $63 at the lowest, $62.50, something like that. If not, somewhere around $65, $66, something like that. So being here at 67, you might come down a little bit, double top in the RSI. Stochastics are overbought. Cool off your indicators, and then you can move back up. Daily time frame. RSI is showing some bearish divergence. Now, if we top off here, we cap it off here, $67.38, 9 hours, 36 minutes left. That is bearish divergence. We do have 2 drives of bearish divergence if you close here or lower. You have 9 hours, 36 minutes left in the day. If you come down, you find support around $62 or $65, somewhere in that range, $66, whatever it is. You find support there, and then you're back up by the end of the day. It looks like bearish divergence, but until you get a red day to close, this divergence isn't confirmed. If we move up higher, you can see this RSI get above this divergence and then nullify it completely. It looks like bearish divergence, and it's there. It's technically showing itself, but only once you get a red day to close. Here, this divergence already played out. That's what this move was here. We already played that out. This doesn't have to stop here. It can continue to move higher. So if you're banking on this to be your fail-safe, don't be so quick to rely on that, okay? That's how, this is kind of a bearish trap in itself sometimes, especially in very bullish situations, which versus Bitcoin in a bear market, new all-time highs in a bear market, you're in a pretty bullish situation. Stochastics look good. MACD is also showing bearish divergence. There are signs of readiness to move down a little bit here on these time frames, but I don't know if we're quite there yet. Looking at the weekly time frame now, we're going to bump it back out to the Hype age chart. We don't need the volume. Just needed that volume for that first bit there. Very overbought, very overbought. Hot on the MACD. You look good, man. You look good. You certainly don't look bad. From here, look at that. First target is $80. It's an $80 target right there. That's exactly where your golden ratio is from your first all-time high to your all-time low price. That's where your golden ratio is, congruence. Could we go higher? Could you see Hype at $114, $115? Sure, but this might be the highest that I give it. So the price range that I'd give you for Hype, I mean, anywhere from $80 to $115, man. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but I thoroughly believe. We look at the trend, it just makes sense that that's what's going to happen. It makes sense that that's where we're going to go. The idea that, well, it won't move up there because Bitcoin's going to move down, well, hasn't stopped it so far. Bitcoin's up 0.69% today. HyperLiquid's up 4%. Bitcoin's been moving down over the last 3 weeks. HyperLiquid over the last 3 weeks has been moving up. It doesn't seem to care about Bitcoin. And if we stop in this area between this 1618 and 1886, this 1272 and this 1618 here, we stop somewhere in this area with this trend line there. I mean, over the coming weeks, by the end of June, we really could see this thing above $100. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but trend lines like this are deceitful. If you think that this is the secret sauce, maybe it is. Maybe we stop right there. Maybe we even get a little bit above it, and then we find resistance. Maybe it's perfect. Perhaps, instead, we fall just short of it. And if we fall just short of it, we could find resistance at a lower level than 100. We could even find resistance here at $80. $80, I do expect to provide resistance because we have 2 levels of fibs there. That doesn't mean that it has to hold. Maybe we get a double top, a slightly higher high, something like that. Perhaps we bust right through it, but at least somewhere between $80 to $100. At that point, that'll be when Hype is kind of risk off. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but I think if you're holding Hype right now, you're probably good, man, for another, let's see, $80 to $114 there, right? That was the idea. Another 20% to 70%, man. And if you're not being greedy, take profits at 20%, take profits at 40%, somewhere in there. It's crazy. It's crazy to make those kind of gains on something that's already up so much, but that's probably what's going to happen. We're going to see mass FOMO come into Hype as it starts to expand, right? Right now, there's kind of that disbelief because it's at new all-time highs. We're in that phase where it's like, it's not going to keep going. Bitcoin's going down. It's not going to keep going. But then, man, then it really gets there. When the belief sets in, when the FOMO sets in, when everybody's talking about it, that's when it's time to go down. That'll be when it's time to go down. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Hype looks good. Continue on. Bye-bye.